Hey, we're here. We made it. I just was thinking about St. Patrick's Day because I'm going this weekend to be in the Hannigan on the Hannigan family float in the parade in Western Iowa. Just by myself though. Mike's going to be gone and the kids are busy, so going by myself, but it'll be fun. I'll see a lot of relatives and stuff. But anyway, it reminded me about how, they call it the luck of the Irish and how incredibly lucky we all are, even if we don't have any Irish in us. I've been so down on everything that's happening in the country and in the world, but we really are very lucky. So we need to remember the things that are good and really notice them. And so I just wanted to start with a little Irish prayer. And it's funny because all the Irish blessings and Irish prayers always talk about gratitude. And so keep that in mind that gratitude is just so important because the Irish, before they moved to the United States, right, went through a lot and they had to stay positive to be able to live. So I think that's cool. And it's important for today too. So always remember to forget the troubles that passed away, but never forget to remember the blessings that come each day. So important. So please close your eyes. And just be with your breath for a few moments. And really appreciate your breath, which is a constant companion, whether you focus on it or not. So important. It's involuntary, but yet when you notice the good that it brings, just becomes a whole different thing. And now similarly, focus in on your heart. So if you can feel it beating in your chest, and it's involuntary as well. And we can really be appreciative of what it does for our bodies. And then please bring your hands together in front of your heart. And just notice each finger touching the opposite hand finger. And of course, your opposable thumbs touching each other. Just give a little gratitude to your hands for what they do for you each day. I believe when we identify those things that are really great in our life and we show some gratitude toward them, that everything around us seems more beautiful, more full of grace. And please lower your hands, open your eyes. We're going to start on our backs today. So just kind of lay down, stretch your arms up over your head, stretch your legs long. Give it a super long stretch. Like you just got up. And then bend your knees. Bring your hands by your hips. I want you to just identify the parts that are touching the ground and notice that your low back is up a little bit. And then use the parts that are touching to press down and arch your back a little bit like a cow pose. And then go the opposite direction, round the low back, press it down, maybe even lift your head and shoulders a little bit. Like a very subtle cow and cat. So move back to cow. Just kind of feel that. Your heart lifts, your rib cage is still intact. Round, tuck. And one more time. Cow. And cat. Good now. Pause and think, I want to find a neutral spine position. So somewhere between cat and cow where it feels neutral. Now try and keep that. Lift your shins up parallel to the floor, hands on your thighs. Press away and up a little bit. Keep that neutral spine, but lengthen a little bit more. You'll feel some work happening. That's what I want you to really focus on today is that nice neutral spine, but a lengthening neutral spine. Good. Now relax, hug your knees in. Just roll side to side a little bit. And then interlace behind your right thigh. Stretch your left leg and your right leg straight. I'm going to have you hover your left leg. Press your thigh into your hands. Keep that neutral spine. If it feels like you can't keep a neutral spine, just bend the left knee and put the foot on the floor. And then point and flex your right foot a few times. Really good stretch there. And then just bend your right knee and hug your right knee in a little bit, maybe wider. If you want to, you can bend the knee now or stretch the left leg all the way to the floor. See how it feels. Good. And then switch legs. So right leg hovers, interlace behind the left leg. Stretch both legs straight. Flex and point your left foot. And then bending the knee, hug it in, just check it out. Keeping the neutral spine. Notice if that changed and correct that. Good. And then hugging both knees in again. Just roll up to a seated position and then come all the way up to standing. And stand in your best Tadasana. And just like you did, laying down, stretch really tall. And then just bring your head, your fingers behind your head. Press your head into your hands a little bit. Arc to your right. And come back up. Keep that neutral spine. Arc to your left. Come on back up. Arc to your right again. This time, maybe let your hips sway. to the left a little bit more. Come on back up and come to the other side. And back to center. Stretch your arms up again and bring them down through heart center. Good. Now shift your weight to your right foot. Lift your left heel and lift your knee. If you feel like you can. If you can't, just check it out. And then say, maybe you can extend your arms. Maybe you can bring them to T and stretch them back up. And one more time, T. Stretch them back up. And release. Good. Shift to the other side. Sometimes if you do it a couple times, it gets better or it gets worse. Good. So lift the right heel, then the knee, and then maybe stretch the arms up. And then see, do you have that neutral spine? Really strong and long, maybe T and up and T and up and release. Good job. One side's always better, isn't it? Good. Now I'm going to have you try something that's kind of weird, but we're just going to practice. So lifting your let's start with your right heel. Lift your right knee again, stretch your arms up. And then step that right foot back to ground the heel down. So you're in a warrior one. Good. Lean forward, bring hands to heart center. Lean forward, shift your weight back to the left foot. Lift the right knee, stretch your arms up, and release down. Good. Let's do that on the other side. So inhale, lift the left knee, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, step the foot back. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Warrior one. Hands to heart center. Shift your weight. Lift the left knee. And bring it down. Let's do that one more time each side. So inhale. Lift the right knee. Stretch the arms up. Exhale. Step it back as you bring your hands to heart center. Ground that foot down. Your left knee stays bent. Inhale. Stretch it up. Exhale, lean forward, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the knee, and come on down. One more time. Inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, step it back, hands to heart center. Find your balance. Stretch up. Exhale, lean forward, shift the weight. Inhale, lift the knee. And exhale, come on down. Good. Now, just to get a little shoulder stretch, inhale, stretch your arms up, bend the elbow, keep long in the side body, and just lean back, lift your heart, kind of like a cow pose, but think upper back cow. Now round, bring your forearms together, tuck your chin, draw the shoulder blades apart, and do that one more time. Open up, lift your heart. And exhale, close and round. Good. Inhale, stretch your arms up. And exhale, fold forward. You might have to bend your knees. This first one, you can use blocks if you want to. Let's check in, see how it feels. Are you using all parts of your feet? Inhale, pranam, but think, I want that neutral spine, long spine. Exhale, fold. Do that 2 more times. Think neutral, long spine. And exhale, fold. One more time. And good. Just step back to all fours position. And now just do some regular cow cat and just see how it feels. So now you're working with your shoulders and your low back. So the neutral spine is halfway between with your shoulders, halfway between with your low back. But in this one, I just want you to go full curve, cow and cat. But think long spine as you do it. Good. And pause with that neutral spine now. I want you to notice when you extend your right leg, can you maintain that neutral spine? So it's strong in the shoulder girdle, strong in the low back and the hips. Everything stays square. Keep that strong neutral spine. Bring your right foot off to the left side. Set the ball of the foot down. Notice if anything changed in your hips or your shoulders. Keeping the neutral spine. If you want more stretch, you can twist to your left to look at your right foot. But nothing changes. Good. And then come back to center with your shoulders. Lift the foot up. Bring it straight back again. Did you lose the neutral spine? Hopefully not. Now this time, bring the foot off to the right side and set it down. And then you decide. For me, this is pretty intense. How's that feeling, Carrie, so far? Okay, good. And just move forward and back a few times. Just exploring a little bit all those muscles and fibers and ligaments. Good. Now pick that foot up again, stretch it straight back, neutral spine. Maybe add the left arm. If you don't feel stable, don't add it. But I really want you to think neutral spine. I'm so strong in the shoulders. My rib cage is moving back. I'm not skipping the tailbone. I'm just lengthening, but drawing my low belly up. Good. Bring the hand down, bring the knee down, and stretch back to a child's pose. Check in with your breath. You can stretch out your right wrist a little bit because we stayed on that one a long time. And then come on up to all fours again. We'll just explore the other side now. So left leg extends. Make sure you have that neutral spine. Bring it off to the right side, set it down. Now just notice, sometimes when you set something down, you lose that neutral spine. Maybe twist and look. Come on back to center. Lift the foot up, bring it straight back again, just so you can see, yeah, I'm still connected, still strong there. And then bring it off to the left side. And if it's, yeah, And just explore there. Good. Pick it up, bring it straight back again. Neutral spine, maybe add the right arm. Everything's long. Not letting my head drop even through the top of my head. Nice and long. Good. Release the hand. Release the knee. Take a child's pose. And then just kind of walk your fingers forward. Come up on fingertips. Feel super long in the side body. And ground your hands down. And take your time making your way up to a downward facing dog. And then when you get there, notice, do I have that neutral spine? Or am I sway backed one way or the other? And just kind of think long, neutral spine. My rib cage isn't getting lazy. I've got a broadening in my clavicles to keep the shoulders in line. And then just walk your dog out. And then please come on down to all fours again. One more time, just a cow and a cat. And then a neutral spine. Good. Just to remember that, I want you to remember that. Come back up to downward facing dog. With a nice neutral spine, come forward to plank. Broaden the clavicles. Push back, downward facing dog. And come forward to plank again. If you need to lower your knees, you can, or lower to the mat. Trying to keep a neutral spine. Beautiful. Stretch your feet long. Now just stretch things out. So think long side body, head of the arm holds back, broaden the clavicles, lift the head and chest. I'm not even using my hands yet. And then just lengthen out of that using your hands to cobra. One more breath. Good. Push back, all fours. Grab your blocks, please, and bring them under your hands. If you're using, you don't have to use blocks, but I just think for where we're going, it might be easier, but it's up to you. And then come to downward facing dog. And step your feet forward between the blocks. Forward fold. Inhale. Pranam, using that neutral spine. Just think nice and long. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Now keep that long side body as you bring your hands by your side, palms facing down. And then just think, I'm going to keep the clavicles broadening. I'm just going to not let my lower ribs pop out as I bring my arms behind me. Just see how it feels, maybe interlace. If it doesn't feel good to interlace, you can use a strap here or just reach your hands back. And then if you want a little bit more stretch, bend your knees slightly, fold forward, keeping that neutral spine. Just a nice shoulder stretch. Bringing the arms up and over. Good. Release your hands to the blocks and step back to a downward facing dog. Just want to stretch your thighs a little bit more. So extend the right leg and step it to the outside of the right block. There you go. Or the right hand. And then just being mindful of your knees and your hip. Look at to make sure the kneecap and the toes point the same direction. Then lower the back knee. And you decide, maybe you just stay here, or if you can keep a neutral spine, lower to your elbows. You don't want to have to round to get here. You just want a good stretch. Shoulders stay square to the floor. Hips stay square to the floor. Humble pose. One more breath. Come on up to your hands again. Lift your back knee, step back, downward dog. And let's do that on the other side. So extend the left leg, step it to the outside of the block. Check your neutral spine. Lower the back knee. Check your alignment. Maybe lower to your elbows. You have to be just mindful of where you're at today in your journey. You don't want anything that hurts. You just want a good stretch. Come on back up to your hands. Lift your back knee, step back to down dog. And then step your feet forward between your blocks. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Okay, now we're just going to flow a little bit, and your blocks are there if you need them to touch down, but you're going to shift your weight to your left foot. Inhale, lift your right knee and your arms. Exhale, hands to heart center, step it back, warrior one. Stretch your arms up. On your next exhale, bring hands to heart center, shift your weight to your left foot. Inhale, lift your arms and your knee. And exhale, set them down. You did this before, you can do it again. Inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, hands to heart center, step it back, warrior one. Stretch your arms up when you're ready, when you feel stable. Hands to heart center. Lean forward, shift the weight, lift the knee, lift the arms if possible, and exhale, touch down. Good. Inhale, stretch both arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Pranam. Nice neutral spine and fold. Step your left foot back to deep lunge, all the way back this time. Lift and lower the heel a few times. Good. And then ground the back foot down. Bring your right elbow to your knee, your left hand to your hip. And I want you to think, okay, I'm going to turn my belly and my chest in, but I'm going to really go for that neutral spine. Keep the knee tracking straight. And think neutral spine long through the top of my head. Maybe extend the arms straight up. That's it. Broaden the clavicles. Think, do I have neutral spine in the upper body? Do I have it in the low back? Good. Reach down, touch the blocks, turn the back heel up, step back, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg, step it through to a deep lunge. Pause there, thinking neutral spine here, left hip crease stays back. Lift and lower the heel a couple times. Round the back foot down. Left elbow to the knee, right hand to the hip. Vasisthasana, just thinking neutral spine, up and down the back. Maybe add the right arm to just feel super long in the spine. Even though you're kind of angled into that left side body, think long side body there too. Good. Reach forward, touch the blocks, turn the back heel up, step back, downward facing dog. Lower to your knees and just move your blocks forward for a moment. Bring your hands slightly in front of your shoulders. Swivel the right foot to the right off the mat. Extend the left foot long in line with your knee. Bring the left hand to your hip. Now this is really similar to what you just did in Parsvakonasana. I want you to think, I feel that nice neutral spine. Maybe extend the arm. See if you can even get longer through the top of your head. Good. Release down to switch sides. So swivel the left foot, right leg extends, right hand to the hip. Think, keep the long side body on that left side. Really long neutral spine. Good. Reach down, touch the mat, and come back to all fours. We're going to do that again, but this time after we find the neutral spine, we might arc toward the floor. So just for fun, swivel your right foot, extend your left leg, find neutral spine length. Try not to scoop the tailbone. Extend your left arm, broaden the clavicles, arm by your ear, and then see, can I keep everything nice and long and then maybe arc towards the floor without changing anything else? Good. Reach down, touch the floor. Switch sides, left foot swivels, right leg extends, neutral spine. Take your time finding that. Then bring the arm by the ear, palm facing down, and then explore arcing. Nothing changed. You have that nice long neutral spine. You're just stretching out the right side body a little bit more. Good. Come on down. Find your blocks again. And come on up. Downward facing dog. Check your neutral spine. Step your feet forward up between the blocks. Inhale, pranam. That neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just pause there. Giving thanks for the body that you've been given with what you can work with here. We are really so fortunate. Good. Inhale. Ooh. Stretch your arms up, lift the right knee. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step it back, crescent. Just for a moment, stretch your arms up. Well, this time the heel is lifted. If it doesn't feel stable to you, you can always go to warrior one. Bring your hands to heart center. Ground the back foot down. Come to warrior two. Thinking neutral spine. And we're going to do Parsvakonasana again. So bring your right hand to your hip. Reach your left hand. You can use the elbow again if you want, or reach for the block. And then think, can I still find the neutral spine, even though I'm a little bit lower maybe than I was? Feel long in your left side body as well as right. Maybe extend the arm. Bring the arm by the ear. And possibly arc towards the floor a little bit. And reach down, touch the block, turn the back heel up, and step forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Okay, we got another side to do. So inhale, lift the left knee and the arms. Exhale, step it back. If you need the blocks, please feel free to grab them. Find crescent warrior. Just for a moment, thinking neutral spine here. Hands to heart center. Ground the back foot down. Take your time setting up warrior two. Neutral spine here. That's it. Good. Then you decide either elbow to the knee or hand to the block. Just bring your left hand to your hip to start. And then you can really take your time finding neutral spine, nice and long. And then extend the arm, bring it by the ear. And then just, if you can keep all that, explore arcing towards the floor. I like to use my arm and my leg together to stay strong. Low belly draws up. Good, reach down, touch the block, turn the back heel up. You ready? Step forward, forward fold. Good, set the blocks off to the front. Just take a moment here, shake your head out. And then please step back to a downward facing dog. Finding the neutral spine. I always think shoulder blades on the back, but then broaden the clavicles. Feel how strong your shoulders become. Same way with the low back. You're drawing your low belly up. You're not scooping your tailbone under though. You're just trying to lengthen and keep the rib cage back. And then come forward to plank. And lower to the mat. Good. Stretch your feet long. Come to your own cobra. Just try not to work too hard here. Just think, just gonna stretch out of this. And then lower down. Push all the way back to a child's pose. This time stack your hands under your forehead. And then before you think we're done, come back forward to a downward facing dog. Make sure you have that neutral spine. Your feet are at least hip distance apart, maybe even a little further for where we're going. Swivel both heels to the right so you can feel the little toe side of your right foot, the inner edge of your left foot. And then see, maybe you can bring your left hand to your hip. Now, if this feels too intense, just lower that right knee to the floor and think, okay, can I find that nice long neutral plank? Fine. Bring your arm up, neutral, spine plank. Hips are facing forward, shoulders facing forward, broaden the clavicles, and reach down, touch the floor, and take a child's pose. And let's try that on the other side now. So hands forward of the wrist, because you don't want to get the hands too far under. When you're in plank, you want it to be a little bit forward of your shoulder, right? So in down dog, you're definitely forward. Come on up to down dog. Find the neutral spine. Swivel both heels to the left this time. Feel free to lower to that left knee if you need to. Right hand to the hip. Think neutral spine all the way up and down. Maybe extend the arm. Broaden your clavicles. Super strong all the way through the top of the head. Good, and come on down. Sit back on your heels for a moment. Just kind of stretch your wrist back and down. Just kind of stretch it out. So we have one more vasisthasana in us, don't we? So I'll give you an option. You can shake your hands out too. You can do the knee version of vasisthasana with the arc. You can do just a regular plank vasisthasana, or you can try and arc there towards the floor. And if you want to, you can stack your feet even if you're feeling stable on both feet. Now let's go for it. Come on up, downward facing dog. Just check your neutral spine. Swivel both heels to the right, left hand to the hip. I'm not going to coach you on the knee version. You just know to do it. Feel the neutral spine first. Maybe bring your left arm by your ear and arc towards the floor. Keep nice and long through both sides of the body. Good job. Come on down to downward facing dog. Take a breath or two. Notice, did I lose that neutral spine? And then we'll switch sides, both heels to the left, right hand to the hip. If you want to stack your feet, you can. Find that really strong, long spine first. Then maybe bring arm by the ear, arc towards the floor. Good. Come on down. Well done. Come down to all fours. Swivel your feet to the side and come on down to your backs. So proud of you guys. Stretch your arms up over your head. Stretch your feet long. And, and then bring your hands by your hips. Bend your knees. Remembering that neutral spine. Feet right under knees. Lift your hips. So you have a neutral spine, but you can arc a little more if you want. So you have the neutral spine, but you're just gonna arc your low back a little bit. You're not pushing your hips up. You're just making that nice curve in Setu Bandha. If it feels good, you can clasp your hands underneath you. I always have to roll side to side on my shoulders a little bit to get that clasp. Arms are lengthened. One more breath. Unclasp your hands and lower down. Good. Roll into a little ball. So just lift your head and shoulders up, hug your shins in, maybe even lift your sacrum. And then relax back down. Grab just your kneecaps. Feel the neutral spine as you push the knees away from you. Your feet just kind of dangle there. You're not just totally letting go. You're just feeling the neutral spine. Bring your feet a little wider. Place the feet on the mat. Bring your arms to cactus. So with that wide position, just bring both knees to the right and up and over to the left. And just do that a few times, just to where it feels like a good stretch for you. One more time each side. And then bring both knees up, bring the feet right under the knees. And you're gonna interlace behind the right thigh, stretch the left leg straight, just hover it there. Press the thigh into your hands. Think neutral spine, and then make a big circle with your big toe. Stretch out your ankle, maybe switch directions. And it feels good. You can set that leg down, the left leg down, and hug your right knee in, or you can bend the knee just to keep that neutral spine. And then hold on to your right knee with the left hand. Bring your right arm out to a T and just roll that right knee across. You can set the right foot on your left thigh so it doesn't get so deep, just a little twist. You can tuck it behind your knee too. I like to tuck my toes behind my knee. And maybe turn your gaze to the right. And then unwind. Make sure you're straight on the mat. Interlace behind the right or the left thigh. Extend the right leg. Hover it and the left leg. Press your thigh into your hands. Make a big circle, your big toe. Switch directions. Put the right leg down if that works, or keep the knee bent. Hug the left knee in. If your knee stays bent when you do the twist, you're just going to stack knee on top of knee as you twist both knees to the right. Your right hand comes to the outside of the left knee, left hand out to the side. Tuck your toes or put them on top or come all the way over. Put your right hip or your left hip stacked on top of your right. You feel it in the outer hip. Maybe turn your gaze to the left. Good. And please unwind. Bend both knees. Bring your hands on your belly. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open. Supta Baddha Konasana. Couple breaths. If you need any more calming poses, feel free. Otherwise, slowly close your knees and stretch out for Shavasana. And bring to relax into your mat. Soften your face. Noticing your breath, appreciating your breath, your constant friend. Noticing your heartbeat. Please start to move and wiggle in small ways. And when you're ready, tuck your knees in. Roll to the right. Showing up to seated. Wanted to close with one more Irish blessing. May God give you for every storm a rainbow, for every tear a smile, for every care a promise, and a blessing in each trial. For every problem life sends, a faithful friend to share. For every sigh, a sweet song, and an answer for each prayer. Bring hands to heart center. I feel very, very lucky to have each of you in my life. And I bow to the beautiful heart that radiates each day in each of you. Namaste. How'd it go? Okay, good. Yay.